first recording of my own, they stopped it. What is that? What is this that we're hearing? What's the matter? And everybody's looking, and then they realized it was me. So now they either wanted to cover the whole piano or they gagged me when I played. It was a mess, you know? The guy goes, look, that's the way he plays, just leave him alone. My mother arrived in 1925 from Puerto Rico. Father arrived in 1926. I was born in Manhattan, but we moved by 1941 into the Bronx. The Bronx was gorgeous then, you know? And my grandfather and my father were partners of the most beautiful luncheonette. My mother and grandmother cooked, and I was like the soda jerk, but I controlled the jukebox. And I would have Tito Puente, Tito Rodriguez, my Chito, which was the orchestra. We had the hippest jukebox in the Bronx, and it was called the Mambo. I named it. I wanted to be a dance orchestra leader, and I was able to fulfill my dream. And at 8 years old, I went on the piano. And then I wanted to be my brother's drummer because Tito Puente had made the timbales very popular. I was begging all over the house, and my grandfather told my mother, you know, you better get the kid, you know, the timbales he's asking for, because he's ruining all the lamps, all the furniture. So then my mother, being brilliant, only superiority of women could do that, okay? She bought me a metal box that weighed more than 2 or 3 pairs of timbales. And as I picked up this box, this metal box, she would tell me, Edward, don't you see how beautiful your brother looks when he goes to work and he doesn't have to carry it inside it? What will you learn, Eduardo? I'm learning what? And it took 2 years for her to convince me that I was on the wrong track, and I went back on the piano. I was being a drummer, so I wasn't prepared as much as a pianist. I always said that my brother was a pianist and I'm the piano player, you know? I said, I gotta come up with something different. And since I played drums, since I was left-handed, I could accompany myself in a typical guajeo and solo with the right. Both hands, took me years to do that. Late '61, I started my own orchestra, because I knew from the experience of the other bands that if you're gonna be respected, you have to have your own signature, your own musical language, and I certainly knew how to excite. I knew it intuitively, because I studied the Cuban structures. When I went with Bob Bianco, I learned scientifically why it works. Tension and resistance. That must be in the composition to lead to an exciting musical climax. And that you build up from the piano solo to the bongo, to the timbal, you know, you're creating more and more tension. And when that full tutti comes in on the trombones with the flute, that's gonna blow you out. My Latin jazz is based on instrumental mambos. You're gonna dance in your chair. I'm like sort of the last of the Mohegans, you know? But if there's any wisdom that I have, is that I don't guess I'm gonna excite you with my band, I know it. And that's what kept this band going throughout the years.